Hi everyone. Lately I've been going through a round of Roman history books. Here's just a few of the ones that I've been going through. But I've come across one that I do want to share with you. And this is the book that we'll be reviewing today. It is A Walk Through Ancient Rome by Philip Matzak. Apologies if the pronunciation isn't 100%. This is a charming little book that recreates a walk through the city of ancient Rome around the year 300 AD. And it does so in such a clear, approachable, yet irreverent, slightly sarcastic way that just makes this a very endearing read. The book takes us through one part of Rome, ancient Rome, right through to the other part. It is illustrated with a series of line drawings representing some key notable buildings, and you can see some of those up here. At the beginning of each chapter, a section of Rome is illustrated so you can visualize the route taken. And what's really cool about this book is that at the end of each chapter, we are then returned to the present day, and the walk is recreated so that we understand how much has changed in Rome and how much we can either see or not see based on what survived after 2,000 odd years. This is a fun book, and the writing style will come down to your sense of humor. And the best way that I can probably bring this across to you is to read a small portion so you can understand the type of humor and the writing style that is within these pages. So I'm going to read an extract from this book that talks about a visit to the gigantic baths of Caracalla. If you are in Rome, you can visit the ruins of these baths. They are impressive. Sections of it still stand up to 6 stories high to this very day. The section I'm going to read for you is a recreation of what you would have done back in the 300s when it was still a proper functioning series of baths. So here we go. The bathers might start with a dip in one of 2 lukewarm pools. There are individual bathtubs, some in grey Egyptian marble, and then progress to the steam room with over half a dozen hot baths or steam rooms to choose from, with temperatures ranging from mildly warm to parboiled human. To stop cooking, one is advised to follow the chain of artificial waterfalls to the next room, the cold room, where one can plunge into water frigid enough to restore bodily temperature equilibrium. After that, one might like to get dried off and retire to one of the libraries on the ground. Choose either the Greek or the Latin library for a quiet read before facing the evening. Alternatively, there are stands selling drinks and snacks, a barbershop, a museum, and an Odeon for musical performances. There is also a parfumerie for female visitors. That's a sense of the tone of the book. It's, as I said, easy to read and has this wonderful irreverence and sense of humor that permeates throughout it. This is the type of humor that I find hilarious, and I couldn't stop chuckling as I was reading this book. So if this type of humor and writing style appeals to you, then by all means go after this book. I would have given it a 5 captain's hats, but a chunk of this has been taken from an earlier work by the same author called Ancient Rome on 5 denarii a day, although the Rome described in this book is a slightly earlier version, around the 100s. But having said that, if this style appeals to you, then you can check out some of his other books. For me, this is a 4 captain's hats. It is a breezy, informative, entertaining read, and it can also double up as a guidebook. when you're actually in the city of Rome. You don't need to know much about the Romans to pick this book up and read, but to fully appreciate the sense of humour, I would recommend just having a basic knowledge of the ancient Romans, their habits, and some of the key personalities. That way, when you do read this book, some of the humour will really shine through. So, should you be planning to visit Rome anytime soon, should you be interested in what it was like to be in ancient Rome, or want an introduction into what life was like in ancient Rome during the 300s, well then look no further. This is a fantastic, approachable, funny, informative book about all of the above. So do check it out. A Walk Through Ancient Rome by Philip Matzak.